So my focus tonight is I just want to give you a financial review. Brendan asked me just to give some feedback, to the network on how Dew Point is doing. I know it's been a long evening, very exciting evening, and now you've got to listen to a finance presentation at the end, but I'll make you a deal. Okay, I'll keep it quick, simple, to the point, if you can just pay attention to me. Okay, I believe what I'm going to be saying is very important. There's some key points that I want to share with you. So if you just listen to me, I'll keep it quick and I'll keep it to the point. So I just want to focus on how we've built this model and where the earnings are and where the benefits to the wealth engineers are. When we designed this business, we specifically said we're going to tier it in a hierarchy. So your returns sits at the bottom. That's where the real value of this business sits. And I'm going to take you through that in this presentation. The next level is the XP rewards. So that's the training program, but we also see the benefits, the business cards, the international training conferences. And then the cherry on the top is the wealth quest, the monthly wealth quests that you aim for to get your monthly reward. So maybe you've come from different networks, or you've tried this before, maybe their compensation plan is different, and you're trying to aim for the wrong thing. So I just also want to bring back and say, remember, this is the hierarchy of the awards. This is where the money sits. The money sits in the returns, then in the XP rewards, and then the cherry on top is the wealth quests. So what have we said here at Dew Point? We said this is a business opportunity that generates income. So I want to show you here in this slide what we've been able to generate since we started. When we started, those bars look very small, but it's because they're getting dwarfed by the bars to the right. Okay, we started in Feb, and we slowly built, slowly but surely, as our name got out into the market, we were able to build and build and build. Then, in the beginning of last year, we had our first explosion. The name got out there, people got excited about Dew Point, and we really started to boom. So from Jan, Feb last year, we've seen quite a lot of growth. And then we got to the point, which we believe is quite a significant point. In June, July last year, we hit the 500,000 Rand a month mark. So at that point, we were paying over 500,000 Rand a month in returns. Okay, it's come off slightly. You would have seen this in your channels maybe. So I want to say it's not just in your channels, it's across the network. And we believe there's a couple of reasons why that's happened. I don't want to speculate, but I think there were a lot of people who were doing it wrong. There were a lot of these hit and miss, not hit and run people. And I'm going to talk a bit about that. And people that got distracted, and then people that took their December holiday, they didn't focus on the business, they didn't pay their premium, and we saw a slight dip in December. So that's the returns. Then the next layer, as I said, is the XP rewards. These are, and that's what tonight is all about. It's the system that we've developed to recognize people based on their experience, their knowledge, their consistency. It's not about how much you earn, it's about your consistency, your persistency, how well, what your activity is, and there's rewards linked to that. As we always say, we've given away one car. We'd love to reward people with the next car, so I'm looking at a few people at this table here. We want you to get your car this year, so guys, please push. And then, as I said, the cherry on top for our earnings are our monthly wealth quests. So I've just said, what have we rewarded our wealth engineers with over the last, well, since inception? And you can see the rewards that we've given away in the wealth quests. There's the iPads, the iPhones, the data. And when I look at that picture, I see it's quite a consistent picture. So from a management point of view, I believe we get the balance quite right. We're not too generous, but we're not just giving away rewards for no work. So, if I look over since we started, we've given over 34 iPhones away. We've given almost 20 iPads. We've given 11 data routers with Wi-Fi. So there's a lot of value in what we do in the monthly wealth quests. But as I said, that's the cherry on top. If you try and focus on just winning the wealth quest and not building a sustainable channel, you're focusing on the wrong thing here at DuPont. Okay, so where does that leave us since inception? As I said, the value sits in the returns. So we've paid over 7 million rand in returns since inception. And I think of that, not as 7 million rand, but that's 7 million headaches that people have had that are now slowly going away. Whether it's, the bond payment, the car payment, school fees for their children, putting money towards their dreams. That's where that 7 million rand is going. Then we've also paid out over 600,000 in the wealth quests. The main value there sits in the Ironman challenge. That was our 6-month wealth quest, where we took people to Cape Town for that fantastic Easter weekend. And then lastly, the XP rewards. In that value also sits the Mauritius trip. And also when I look at this, from a management point of view, I see that it follows our hierarchy of payments. The value sits in the returns. It doesn't sit in the wealth quests. So remember, your focus is always building the sustainable channel that is going to pay you this monthly income. Okay, but don't forget, we're also an insurance business. We have the Access Wealth and Wealth Guard products, and with those products comes the accidental death cover. We have had some claims during the year, and we have paid 100% of all the valid claims that we've received. So also, I don't think about this as paying claims. I think about this as also taking someone's financial burden away. They've lost a loved one, they've got to pay for a funeral, they've got to cover costs, they've maybe got to settle debt. Here's 3 people where we've been able, through the DuPont system, to reduce some of that burden. Okay, so also what we've been seeing is we've now grown. We're 2 years old. In the very fortunate position that I get to see all the data. And I want to share with you some of the lessons learned, what we've seen, where we see people succeeding, where we're seeing them go wrong. But also, when I looked and I thought about this presentation, I thought, how do we make a finance presentation real? And the way I looked at it, I said, this is an emotional business, okay? It's the lot of no's. No, I'm not interested. I've said that I'm going to meet you there, but I'm not going to make it. So there's a lot of disappointment. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to remove all that emotion. When everything is gone and the emotion's out of it, what is the logic behind this business? Okay? And the logic behind this business is we're here to build an asset. As I said, everyone has something in their lives that they didn't, the circumstances that they wanted to change. So we've heard about people saying, I'm worried about losing my job. I'm worried about not being able to provide for my children. There's other people that are saying, I'm unhappy about my circumstances. I've got these dreams. I want to travel the world. I want to experience new cultures. I listen to music. I believe I'm musical, but I can't afford a musical instrument. I can't afford music lessons. So the key factor is, what is everyone missing? Everyone is missing the financial resources. And what we've said is DuPont is the system that is going to give you access to those financial resources. So I want to just, again, summarize what we do and how the DuPont model is built, and just reassure you when you get into those moments of doubt and you're sitting there and you say, what am I doing here? It's not going to be on a night like tonight where everything's fantastic and everyone's excited. It's going to be a month from now, 2 months from now, when you've got a phone, you've got to follow up, and you're going to say, I don't feel like following up. I don't feel like phoning those people. I don't feel like booking the appointments. I don't want to sit through another presentation. It's at those moments that I want you to think back to this presentation and say, why am I doing this? The reason that you're doing this is to change your financial circumstances. And the best part about it is that you are the 20% who have made a decision to take action. So there's 80% of people out there, they hear about opportunities and they do nothing. The people in this room are people that have made that decision, and they want to change their circumstances. So the way we always look at this business is we say, you've got your income earning opportunities. Rudolf and Marsha touched on it. And we say, there's not one single answer for everyone, okay? But if you were looking to build a sustainable income, you've got the active approach, the income approach, and then you've got the passive income approach, or building an asset. So what I just want to take you through there is, if you look at the active income approach, what does it mean? It depends on activity. As Rudolf said, if you're not surgeoning, you're not earning. If you, even if you are highly, highly paid professional, it is activity that drives your earnings. It's also ability, okay? If you want to earn big money through activity, I think there was some English football on this afternoon, and I asked my father-in-law, I said, how many teams play in this league? He said 20. I said, okay, and how many players are there on a team? He said 11. So that's just over 200 people that can play in the English Premier League. Okay, so you have to have extreme skill and extreme ability if you want to earn from an active perspective in your career, which is not available to everyone. And also scarcity. No matter how good you are, if you're the best accountant in the world, it depends on your scarcity. If there's 20 other good accountants, well, you can't demand the earnings that you could if there was only one good accountant. So those are the things that count against you when you are pursuing this active income approach. I'm not saying it's a bad approach. I'm sure there's plenty of professional footballers, racing car drivers that are going to tell me different. But when we contrast it with the asset earning approach, or the building of an asset, it's a different focus. You're focusing on building that recurring income. And what is really powerful about the asset approach is it grows by itself. That's the nature of an asset. It can grow. So what you don't have in the active income approach, the moment you stop working, your income dries up. But if you are focusing on building an asset, that asset can continue to pay you month after month after month. And it grows. It can be transferred. So also, if you are a highly paid CEO and you're coming to the end of your career, are you allowed to appoint your child as the next incoming CEO? No, that's nepotism. We look poorly on that. So you can't hand over your legacy as a CEO to your children. With an asset, it's transferable, it's saleable. So when we look at this asset, and I'm going to give a bit of credit here to Mike Veree. He's one of our wealth engineers, and whenever he comes up to a tell-all Tuesday, he talks about this power of an asset. And it's such a powerful message, but I don't think people really understand what it's about. So I just want to take a few minutes and just demonstrate to you the power of an asset. And then I'm going to link it back to the dew point system. So if I had to ask the question here tonight, how many dew point millionaires do we have? And I'm going to define it a little bit differently to Rudolf's millionaire. He's talking a dollar millionaire. I'm going to just make it easier. I'm going to divide by 15 or 16, and I'm going to say a rand millionaire. How many rand dew point millionaires do you think that we have in this room? So, not many, okay? But I'm going to show you that's actually not true. You could take the traditional savings approach to build your income, okay? And I've put all the assumptions. I know people get very nervous when they see financial data. I've put all the assumptions. This is just an example. But if you wanted to take the traditional approach, if you wanted to build an asset that was going to pay you 5,000 Rand a month, that's equivalent to R1 million, and I'm going to show you how that works. Okay, so what are you going to take to get there? You're going to invest 5,000 Rand a month of your income every month. So in year one, that little bar is your 5,000 rands added together. You can hardly see it, but we're going to add a little bit of interest onto that, and you're earning about 175 Rand on that capital that you built up. In your second year, you go and you put another 60,000 Rand, that's your 5,000 Rand per month. And you also get, now you can see your interest earned that year is a little bit higher. You can actually see a little bit of a grey bar. There you're earning just over 500 Rand a month. And then the next year, and this is the power of compound interest, you're earning on your base. So every year it grows and grows and grows. So now you're starting to see your interest starting to build up. So in year 3, you're now earning about 1,000 Rand a month in interest. And then it goes and it grows and grows and grows. Year after year after year, you are building this asset. So what do you see, the little grey bar? That's the income that you've produced, or that your asset has grown by you doing nothing. That's the passive income from this asset. And you can see that it's growing bigger and bigger and bigger every year. So it's almost caught up to the money that you've put in yourself, your 5,000 Rand a month. So we just between 900 and a million. After 10 years, you're earning 5,000 Rand a month interest. Okay, everyone with me there. So 5,000 Rand a month for 10 years, you've built an asset that can pay you 5,000 Rand a month. Okay, so now you're close on being a millionaire. If we look at the dew point opportunity, versus the traditional opportunity, the traditional opportunities I've showed you here, it's 10 years and it's 5,000 to 5,000 Rand per month that you could earn. But it's 5,000 Rand a month that you have to put in. Okay? So if I had to ask the question of any of the intro presentations, where I have to ask the question here tonight is, who has 5,000 Rand a month that they can put aside every month for the next 10 years? Not many people. As I said, the financial resources is the constraint. Okay, what do we have at the dew point system? We said, within 1 year, following the 3+2 model, you're already earning about 9,000 Rand a month. So if you were earning more than 5,000 Rand a month from dew point, you are effectively a dew point millionaire. You have built yourself up a value in your channel worth equivalent to R1 million. We talk about this in the intro presentation when we said, the value of the house. Don't discount the value of your earnings. If you are earning 5,000 Rand a month, you say, it's not worth it. I don't have any value. That's not true. You've got almost R1 million in value that you've built up in a very short period of time versus the traditional approach. And also, as we've said, and as we've heard tonight, there's limited cost. There's no risk to you. I think Brendan said it very well a week ago in the thematic Thursday. We don't want your money. Okay? We want your time. With your time, you can build this asset. And now I just want to give you some case studies. As I said, we've got some data now. We've got a track record. We're starting to see some trends. I want to share some of those trends with you. And the theme of this discussion now is the system works if you do. So we've said the system is designed as a recurring income. You're building an asset. So what do we see? So this is case study number 1. And these are real wealth engineers that we have in the business. Okay, I'm going to hide the names to protect the guilty parties, because this is the way you're not supposed to do it. Okay, this is a wealth engineer that's joined us in Feb, over a year ago. They were one of the first people to join at dew point. They had very early on success. And you can see by the activity that they've done, they were very active in the beginning. So they attended presentations, or they watched the live stream, 7 times, 11 times, 10 times in a month. Very active. And what did they see? We said if you put in the activity, you'll see the results. They put in the activity, they saw the results. They were earning, close to 3,500 Rand after almost 6 months. So what do you think the rational response to that is? I've hit the jackpot. I found a system that has promised me something. I've done the work and I've seen the results. What am I going to do? I'm going to do more because I'm going to get more. And what do you think human nature is? They walk away. Can you believe it? Someone walks away from a business that's earning them 3,500 Rand. Their activity declined. We never saw them again. Okay? So I don't understand that. But it's real. These are real people. Okay? So that's one of the dangers. But also what I want to highlight to you is this person. We said this income gives you a passive, a recurring income. This person has built a business that is paying them almost R1,000 a month. Okay? They've walked away. We haven't seen them for 18 months. They're still getting paid R1,000 a month. Do you think that person, when they get the SMS, they see the light and they say, well, I haven't been there for a year and it's paying me R1,000 a month. Maybe I should go back. Because if I can build it to R1,000 a month, I can build it to R2,000 a month. Okay? So, say the business has got recurring income. Here is proof. The business does have recurring income, but you have to build that recurring income. Okay? Another point I want to make on the slide is, do you think you could build that level of recurring income selling vitamins, shakes, jewelry, perfumes? Okay? You can't do it at this level of passive income, because in those businesses, you're selling. Okay? This is not a selling business. Our business really does produce the passive income. Okay, so that's case study number 1. Case study number 2, very similar situation. The person came in, they're on fire for DewPoint. We see them a lot. They attend the development seminars, they come to the presentations, they live stream, a lot of activity, they see a lot of growth. Okay? Then they stop. They're still getting R500 a month from the channel that they built. So again, what is the appropriate response? Maybe this person realized, wait, I'm actually sitting on something real here. Let me go back. That's what they did. They came back, the activity increased, their earnings increased, and then what happened? They fell off again. Okay? Their earnings dropped off. So what I want to show you here is there's still a level of residual income, even when you walk away. What is this person doing wrong? They're not focusing on where the rewards or the value in the DewPoint remuneration plan or compensation plan sits. This is someone that's not focused on building an asset. This is one of those hit and run people. They may be focusing on a wealth quest in those months. They're trying to just push sales. They don't care about the people. They're just signing them up. They just want to get the numbers in. They don't look after those people. Those people leave and their earnings drop. Okay, so don't try the hit and run approach. Don't try the sales approach. You're not trying to just recruit people as fast as you can, because easy come, easy go. Think about building that recurring income, that stable income. Okay, case study number 3. Now this is the way to do it. And I will give credit. I've asked Ngamso Soso, I've said, can I please show your channel? Because she is one of those wealth engineers that puts in the effort. So I've also mapped her activity onto her earnings, and you can see the number of times she's been to the presentation, she's watched the live stream, she's attended a development seminar. She's doing all those activities that are going to help her achieve her goal. So what have we seen? She's building that income, that recurring income. If you put in the work, you can build the asset and you can get the recurring income. Okay, then this is the final case study number 4. Also, one of the people that joined us right in the beginning, they didn't join us in Feb, but by March or April they were in the business, had very early on success. Okay, and then you can tell me, when do you think they left? It's quite evident in the graph. You know, September, October, they decided they didn't want to do DewPoint anymore. They left, and you can see their earnings drop. So this talks again to quality of earnings. Okay? If you want to build a sustainable channel, you need to get quality people. This person didn't focus on quality people, and their earnings have dropped. Also, what's still amazing is that, again, after 18 months, the person gets an SMS and says that there's 500 Rand in your bank account from DewPoint, and they're not interested. What we've been looking at as well as a way to demonstrate this, because there's so much value in your channel. So what we went away and we looked we found a fantastic piece of software that can actually visually map these channels. Okay, so what I did is I took the data from that channel and I visually mapped that person's channel. So this is that person's channel, September, October, when they decided to walk away. You know, it's a reasonable sized channel. It's earning them 2,000 Rand a month. They're that little yellow dot in the middle. Okay? But as I said, they let their human nature get the better of them, and I believe it's cost them their fortune. What they didn't know, sitting 2 or 3 points away from them, were 2 superstars that are actually sitting in this room. I won't name them, but there are 2 superstars sitting in this room that are in that channel. Okay? So we say that this business is an asset. It can continue to grow. We always talk about the power of duplication. Okay? What do you think happened? This channel absolutely exploded in the next 12 months. It's grown. In this channel, we see over 6,000 wealth engineers have joined. There's still over 2,000 active paying products in this channel. And this is the power of duplication. Okay? So the danger of walking away is this person is now potentially earning 9,000 Rand in this channel. If they had to build it, if they had to get all the qualified wealth engineers to fill the gaps to earn, remember we always say build your first point so that you can earn. If they had to do that, they could easily convert that 9,000 to 20,000 Rand. Okay? But they've walked away. Why have they walked away? You know, maybe it's the nose. Maybe there was another carrot. We've seen a lot of carrots being dangled to people in the last 6 months. No, your due point income is not enough. Come join me. 20,000 Rand deposit. We'll get you earning a lot faster. They've walked away. They've chased those other dreams. And they've lost out on this value. And the final point that I would make also on this slide is that the remuneration model is fair. Okay? If anyone is ever sitting and they're feeling uncomfortable that the guy above me is getting all the rewards for the work that I do, that's just not the case. This remuneration model is very fair. This person has not done the work, they are not benefiting. The value sits there. They can unlock it, but the remuneration model is very fair. We pay for where the work gets done. So finally, when I talk about the asset and what do I see as my vision, I see it as this is the future that I would want for myself. I've spent my life building an asset, and that asset is represented by this orchard. I've planted the trees over the years, and it's now bearing fruit. So I can go, I can pick the fruit, my children can go, maybe one day my grandchildren can go and pick the fruit. That is the focus, that is the mentality that we want you to have here at Dew Point, and that is how we build the system. But what does that take? That orchard doesn't grow by itself. You've got to start. You've planted the seed. But what do you need to do? You need to nurture it. You know, Brendan always says your 6-month baby is vulnerable. You have to look after it. It's the same case with your channel. You've got to look after it. You've got to nurture it. You've got to grow your orchard. Because one day you want to sit back and enjoy the fruits. So that's what I have to say. I'm going to hand over to Brendan, and thank you very much.